we're in downtown Durham, and I'm always looking for good places to eat, and I think we have found it here, Pops Trattoria. I'm with Chris. Chris, glad you're here, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Well, you're always here. I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah, most of the time. It's a second home for sure.
Now, how did you come up with this idea? Is this...
Well, actually, John and I, my business partner, we started working for Scott Howell. I also worked for Ben Barker, who is recently closing down Magnolia Grill, which is terrible news for all of us. But we both I worked for Ben, John's worked for Scott, I've worked for Scott, and they opened this restaurant almost, 19 years ago, 20 years ago?
Wow.
And we bought it from them about 10 years ago. We had been working there, both of us, and, made an offer to Scott. By that point, Scott had bought Ben and those guys out. And so we bought it and, been rocking it out ever since. We moved from its old location about 2 blocks away. It used to be on Peabody Street. But since then, we've opened 2 other restaurants and had a great time doing it.
You are rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
Now, had you always loved to cook when you were younger, or?
I've always been in the kitchen. It's kind of a non-traditional sense. My grandfather was a butcher and did all the cooking in the house, and so I grew up watching my grandfather cook instead of my grandmother, so it's a little bit different.
Isn't that wild?
It is.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
I'm a pretty simple man. Like I love making sandwiches. Love all the pastas. I'm a big bucatini fan. Anything with lots of sauce to dip bread into.
Right.
Which is why I love our mussels and our tomato sauce and all those things.
That's amazing. So you get a lot of people who come from the D-Pack.
Absolutely. I think D-Pack is sustaining the amount of restaurants that are in downtown Durham right now.
Right.
When you have something that's a great venue like that draws people into this town, it's just huge for all of us.
That's amazing. So if it's okay with you, we're going to try some of the food you got.
Absolutely. Let's cook it up.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.